Hello everyone, LRon here with part 12 and 1 of the Scientology OTVIII guide. So I had a bit of a big debacle. All of the assets were strobing in not this zone but the next zone over, and then this zone the HUD liked to strobe as well. It was probably a side effect of the settings that I made. So now to fix that, I'm playing in windowed mode, and I hate windowed mode. So please appreciate these videos, because now they're hell for me. So not much going on in that zone. That whole shotgun thing was a bit of a failed experiment. Feel free to do normal stealth or even just ignore them and make a break for it. We didn't really need to do anything in that zone. It was just in the way. Similar deal here, only here I employed some smarter tactics. And then this video is also going to include the entire mall sequence. So we have to actually kill Gary Coleman in this.
More of that good stuff.
Because we can't just peacefully take the autobiography or autographed book or whatever it was. Now, Gary Coleman, he is quite a tough mob. He is very challenging to beat by conventional means. In my October Postal run, I did fight him conventionally. It took 1 billion attempts. And what I've come up with that's much easier is running from him. Yep, that's right. Just run from him. Mow down anything that gets in your way, but get as far away from him as possible. And stay away from him long enough for him to lose interest in you. So, things didn't really go too well for me here. Usually I can hide in one of those dressing rooms, and Gary will lose interest in me by then. But he kept it up. So things were pretty chaotic because not everybody was dead. He came up the stairs earlier than he normally does. There's a lot of randomness going on. I stupidly tried to stealth that guy as well. So a lot of things did not go according to the average in this particular shot, but it worked out in the end. So usually you get to kill a lot more of the people coming up the stairs before Gary finally comes out. He lobs grenades and shoots a machine gun and has 1 billion hit points. So I think I ended up gasolining him to death in my October run, but that's a bit of a challenge because his grenades will ignite the gasoline prematurely. So it's hard to get him under the gas, and it's hard to keep yourself out of under the gas. So this bookstore here is a great place because it's got a nice little loop. And if you've ever been to Disneyland and went on Pirates of the Caribbean the ride, it's just like that. We're going to just go in circles and circles until he finally loses interest. And when he does, good old butterfly knife is a one-hit kill for Gary Coleman. So we just sneak right up and boom. You cannot kill him easier than that. That is as good as it gets. And then save right away after that because you don't want to go through that again. When I was having the strobing problems, that took maybe 5 to 10 attempts. And then this particular run, after I'm in windowed mode and everything's all safe and set up, this is 2 or 3 days after that initial corrupt video. It only took me 1 attempt, even with all the weird setbacks. So I did really well this time, despite all the bad luck. And so now, the last thing we need to do for Tuesday is go to the church. So we're going to cross the entire mall. But first, we're going to take the suit. Might as well. Give us free hit points. And then it's up to you, but in this particular one, I ended up going down to the ATF surplus store and stocked up on all the ammo and stuff. I didn't really intend to do it at first, but up here I ended up killing 2 ATF officers, so I figured that I already did half of the work towards getting all that stuff, so might as well see it through. And the ammo is going to prove to be useful later on, so I decided to just go with it. So, as usual, we're waiting around the corner. And they eventually do come. So there's ATF number 1 and 2. So those ended up being the ones that were actually merchants inside there. So all that was left by the time I actually got to their store were the 2 people in the back room. And those guys are pretty easy. So I butterfly this guy, and then the merchant gets aggro, and that cop comes from the other side. The thing about the mall is there's so many different angles that you can be shot at, and cover is very incomplete. So generally prioritize the targets that you have the least concealment against, because they're gonna be able to shoot you far more easily than the ones that have to travel around corners or get close. And so, definitely a ghost town, but everything unlocks after you shoot that one thing, so you gotta kill these guys first. Because if you just open the door, it's gonna be too loud and they're gonna kind of get you.
I gotta find more of that good stuff.
And then definitely needed the donuts. That was a good plus coming this way. So shoot that. Full on the gasoline already, but I could always use more dynamite. And just take everything you can. So then, if you're extremely low on health, like that Gary Coleman fight hit you pretty hard, you can go through that zone line. I believe that takes you to the food court where there's virtually unlimited food each day. But I'm only like 1 health pipe away, and I know that there's going to be 1 before my next fight. So I just continue on to exit the mall itself.